You have rules. You know what they are. Don't trade without your setup. Don't size up after wins. Don't chase after missing a move. Cut losses at your stop. And yet you break them. Not because you forgot. Not because you don't know better. You break them because something triggers you. And if you don't know what your triggers are, you can't stop the pattern. You just keep repeating it. Every trader has triggers. Specific situations that override logic and activate emotion. For some, it's losses. One bad trade and the need to make it back takes over. For others, it's missing a move. You watch a breakout happen without you, and you're chasing setups you normally wouldn't take. Some get triggered by wins. 3 good trades and overconfidence kicks in. You start seeing opportunities that aren't there. Some get triggered by boredom. 2 hours flat, and you force a trade just to do something. The trigger itself isn't the problem. Feeling frustrated after a loss is normal. Feeling FOMO after missing a trade is human. The problem is what happens next. The trigger activates. Your emotions spike, and you act without thinking. That's when you break your rules. Not in calm moments, in triggered moments. And the only way to stop it is to know your triggers before they activate. Because once you're in the pattern, logic is offline. The time to interrupt is before the emotion takes over. Here's how to identify your triggers. Look at your worst trades. The ones where you knew you were breaking your plan but did it anyway. What happened right before? Did you just take a loss, miss a trade, have a winning streak? Write it down. Then look for the pattern. If your 5 worst trades this month all happened after losses, that's your trigger. If they happened after missing moves, that's your trigger. Once you know your trigger, you need to recognize the early warning signs. Triggers don't go from 0 to action instantly. There's a progression. First, the event happens. You take a loss, you miss a trade, then the emotion starts. Frustration, urgency, overconfidence. Then the thoughts. I need to make that back. I can't miss another one. I'm on a roll. And then the physical signs. Your heart rate increases, your breathing changes. You lean forward, your hands hover over the keyboard. That's the moment between the thought and the action. That's where you can interrupt. Most traders don't notice these signs because they're focused on the market. Price is moving. You're looking for the next setup. You're not paying attention to your internal state. But your body is signaling. You just have to learn to recognize it. The next time you break a rule, pause afterward. Ask yourself, what did I feel right before I entered? What was I thinking? Where was my attention? Was my chest tight? Was I breathing shallow? Those physical cues are your early warning system. And once you recognize them, you can use them. Here's what this looks like in practice. You take a loss. You feel the frustration rising. You notice your breathing has changed. You recognize the pattern. This is the trigger. Last time this happened, you forced a trade and lost again. So instead of looking for the next setup, you step away. Close the platform. Walk away for 10 minutes. You didn't suppress the emotion. You recognized it. You noticed the warning signs, and you interrupted the pattern before it led to action. That's trigger awareness working. The most powerful tool for managing triggers is naming them. When you can name what's happening, you create distance between the feeling and the action. You feel the urge to chase. Instead of acting, you say it out loud. This is FOMO. I'm about to break my rule because I missed the last move. Just naming it disrupts the automation. It brings awareness online. And awareness creates choice. You can still take the trade, but now it's a choice, not a reaction. And most of the time, once you name it, you don't take it. Your triggers won't disappear. You'll still feel frustrated after losses. You'll still feel FOMO after missing trades. You'll still feel overconfident after wins. That's not the goal. The goal is to recognize the trigger, notice the warning signs, and create the pause, the space between the stimulus and the response. That pause is where discipline lives, not in never feeling triggered, in choosing not to act when you are. So start tracking your triggers. Look at your worst trades and find the pattern. Learn to recognize your early warning signs. Notice the physical cues, and practice naming the pattern when it shows up. This is my trigger. This is what I do when I'm triggered. And this time, I'm not doing it. You won't catch it every time. But every time you do, you're building the muscle. The awareness gets stronger. The pause gets longer. And over time, your triggers lose their power. Not because you stopped feeling them, because you stopped letting them control your actions.